up, you guys? My name is Liz. If you don't know me, I am a postgrad student at the University of Glasgow, and I would like to offer you a big congratulations. I'm assuming here because this video is very much geared at people seeking a student visa for the UK. And if you're seeking one of those, I'm assuming that you have gotten into your undergraduate or postgraduate or PhD program of choice in the UK, so congrats, well done. I am here to talk a little bit about the visa process coming to the UK from the US. It's not drastically different from the visa process coming from other countries as far as I know, but obviously being American myself, this is the process that I have experience with, so this is what I'm going to be talking about because I wish I'd had someone to guide me through it. I thought I knew what I was doing, and I very much did not, so I am just here to give you some pointers and give you a little bit of a guide to get through your visa application. Very exciting. So the first step to getting your student visa is actually being offered admittance to a program. So well done, you have already completed step 1. You're doing great. Step number 2 would be getting your confirmation of acceptance for studies or your CAS number, your CAS. Number. That's going to be coming to you directly from the school or university that you are going to be attending, so just make sure you've accepted that offer of admission and they will send you your CAS number. I got mine in June of last year, so if you are watching this video, you probably already have your CAS number and you're wondering what to do with it. It's straightforward, but it's not. I'm just going to lay it out as plainly as I can. The next thing you want to do once you've got your CAS number is start your visa application, which you can do here at this link. I will put a link here. And there are a few things that you're going to need for this application. Before you even get started, make sure you have all of these sorted. You need your CAS. Obviously, we've covered that. You need a valid passport. So if you're not a UK citizen or national, which if you are, there's no need for you to apply for a student visa, you need a valid passport, which I know for Glasgow Uni, I needed my passport for the program application itself as well as an international student. So that's something that you should already have well taken care of. And then you also need proof of funds. So you need to be able to pay your tuition and fund your life while you're here in Glasgow. You need to be able to pay rent, pay your bills, not council tax, because if you are a full-time student, you will be exempt from council tax, which I don't think you can be a part-time international student, at least not coming from the States and not right now. I think if you have pre-settled status, but again, if you have pre-settled status here, you don't need a visa. And I'm rambling. So you need proof that you have enough money to support yourself and pay your tuition, essentially, and if you are taking out student loans or scholarships or anything like that, that will be part of this proof of funds, so make sure that you have all of that in order as well before you start filling out your application. But the application itself doesn't take a whole lot to complete. You know, you need obviously the passport and the proof of funds and a few other things, but relatively speaking, it's not super complicated, the application itself, but don't sleep on it. Make sure you get it done as soon as possible because you also need to provide biometric identification at a visa application center, and you do need to make an appointment for that, and it can take a couple of weeks. It's very straightforward. It's just like a standard passport type photo and a fingerprint scan, but you absolutely have to get it done as soon as possible because of the thing that they don't tell you, and I don't know why they don't tell you this, but they don't tell you. You're gonna have to send your documents somewhere else. This is the second visa I have held in my life. I previously held a working holiday authorization in Ireland. I did not have to do this. It was pre-COVID, so I don't know what the deal. It was pre-COVID and pre-Brexit, so I don't really know if this is different. Once you have submitted your biometric scan, your fingerprints and your photo and everything, you then have to take all of your documents, so your application and your proof of ID, your proof of funds, all of it, including your original passport, and you have to send that to a third-party organization that will process your visa application. It sounds sketchy. I was sketched out by it at the time. I did get my passport back. I got all of my documents back, so just to ease any worries about that. The company is called VSF Global. VSF? Yes, VSF Global. They are not a part of the UK government, but they process your visa applications, and they... I don't want to say they're your point of contact because they will email you, but you can't get in touch with them. It's terrifying. And I'm saying this as someone who has gone through it and who has gotten my passport back, obviously, because I wouldn't be here. You can't travel internationally without a passport. I wouldn't be here right now talking to you about it if this hadn't worked the way that it was supposed to. And it did, and it does, and it will for you. But they don't tell you about it, which is weird. They don't tell you about it until it's the next step. Now, the reason that I say you really need to be on top of this, do not sleep on this, get it done as soon as possible, like the second you get your CAS number, make sure you're getting all of this done, is because the amount of time that it takes for VSF Global to process your application is not necessarily the amount of time that they tell you it's going to take. You can pay a heightened fee for expedited services. I did not. You can. I have friends who did and who did not receive the expedited services that they paid for, did not receive the text updates that they paid for. So is it worth it? Let me work it, put my name down, flip it and reverse it. I don't know. I don't know that it's worth it. What I do know is that I was told it would take 3 weeks, 15 working days to have my documents sent back to me. Because I had slept on it and didn't get it done as soon as humanly possible, that 15th day mark ended up being the day before my flight was meant to leave, and that was just too close for me. So I ended up pushing my flight a week, and then come to find out that there was a delay in my visa processing. I found this out the day I was supposed to get my documents back. I got an email that there had been a delay for an unspecified reason, and they didn't know when it was going to be finished. So I ended up pushing my flight a second time. And again, obviously, things work out. I got my passport back, I got my documents back, I have my visa and everything, and I was able to come here and start classes. But I was delayed by 2 weeks, and I don't want anyone else to have to go through that, so don't be like me. Don't do what I did. Don't sleep on it. I promise it will be so much more worth it to just get it done as soon as possible and not stress about it afterwards. I am telling you, I just manifested. Anyway, don't be like me. Don't hold off on this. I am not your role model. I just made some mistakes so that you don't have to. That sounds really bad. I'm doing okay, I promise. Just do as I say, not as I do. Do what I say, because I've been through the process and I know what it looks like, and I know how I would do it differently given the opportunity. And I know how you should do it, because it'll make your life so much easier, I promise. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it has been informative, if nothing else. I know that at this time last year I was incredibly excited but also very stressed about all of the logistics of moving. So hopefully this information is able to alleviate some of that stress, and so you can just enjoy the excitement, because it's so exciting. You're gonna have a great time here. I'm having a great time. I don't ever want to leave, and you're never gonna want to leave either. So yeah, thanks again, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!